Hey guys, it's Stephanie with Simarchy here, and today we are doing another speed build. I got my new microphone set up, and so I'm going to be testing it with this video. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to tell a huge difference between this audio and all of my previous ones, but I was using the built-in laptop microphone before, which I know is a big no-no, and now I am using the Yeti Blue microphone, so hopefully this is a lot better for you guys. Now with this speed build, I am building just a cozy family home. I wanted to do just something small and quick. Well, actually, it ended up taking a long time furnishing it, a lot more than I was planning on doing. But it is a relatively small home. There ends up being only one bedroom and one bathroom. Well, technically two bedrooms. You'll see what I do, but there is a bedroom and a nursery, but they're sort of attached. So right now I'm just going through and building the layout of the home. I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do when I started off. I just sort of winged it, and this is what we ended up with. I do like using arches instead of doorways quite often, especially from going to the hallway from the living room or going from the hallway to the kitchen. The bedrooms I usually put actual doors on for privacy, of course. And right now I am laying down just objects to show what room is going to be what. So those aren't going to stay there. They're just sort of markers. And I'm playing a bit with the doors. I couldn't get the position just right because the sizes of the rooms was so unbalanced. But I ended up finding a layout for the doors that worked for me. I can be OCD about that sometimes. It doesn't have to be 100% symmetrical, but it has to make sense in my head. So now just adding on the windows and the lighting. Again, those are the lights from By Debug, which I use all the time. And I've learned now that I can set the intensity of those from bright to normal because they were a little bit too bright before, but now putting them at normal intensity, it's perfect. Now, I also had trouble with the roofing. I hate using auto roof, but I'm really not that good at it. So this one, I think I went with the auto roof and I just changed a few small things. I wasn't 100% happy with it, but it works. And now I'm putting the siding on the home. I end up going with a light bluish color, which I think is really pretty and calming, and it looks really nice against the dark brown of the roof. So this is the part I had trouble with. Again, I'm going through and seeing if I can fix it. It went by a little bit fast, so you don't see exactly, but the side of the smaller roof hangs off. And there wasn't a real good way to fix it, so I just end up leaving it as is. I know that looks horrible, but I didn't know any other way to do it. And now I'm changing the gates to match the fence. A little bit of landscaping in this build. Not a whole lot, but just a few flower bushes there, and then I end up adding a few more bushes on the side windows as well. This is the backyard area. Again, it's a very small yard because I wanted that sort of wraparound driveway, so it didn't leave much room to build an entire backyard. So there's just a barbecue grill, some seating, and a swing chair. Actually, I'm not sure if that's a swing chair, but it's a cute bench nonetheless. So here are the shrubs that I put on the side of the home just for a little bit more detail. And here I'm going through and clearing up any of the bushes or landscaping that ends up poking into the house on the side. Some people leave that, but it just annoys me. Even if I do end up covering it with furniture, it still really annoys me when the flowers or bushes poke through the walls. Working on the living room here, those tables are from the Sims 3 store. So if you download this home, it will replace them with something else. Other than that, I do use a few small decor items from the store as well, but those aren't items that are necessary to play the home, of course. You can still download it and use it without the store content. And here I am building a custom entertainment stand. I have noticed that there are a few cabinets that are hidden in decor instead of storage, but I couldn't find any I wanted to use, so I did just use 2 bookshelves. And here I'm playing around with the colors just to make them match, and I wanted to add some shelving in between because there's that giant gap on top. And it took me a while to find something to fit just right. I do end up having to move the bookshelves right here, so there is a little bit of a gap between the TV and the shelving. But I don't know. I think it's cute. I think it definitely looks like a cohesive unit. Here I'm adding in just some small decoration. I believe most of them are not store content. If I see something that jumps out that's definitely store content, I'll make sure to point it out for you. Okay, so I think that flower vase, I'm not sure if that's store content or not, but wow, that went by really fast. There's a little box with mason jars in it, and that one's definitely store content. Now I'm laying out the furniture in the living room, and it's sort of a classic feel, but definitely modern touches as well. I wanted the home to just feel very cozy, like a nice family home, but I don't want it to be too fancy. I think I found a good mix between cozy and stylish. And here I'm adding in some actual lighting because the by-debug square lights do disappear in live mode, and there's no way to adjust the lighting in the room unless you go back into build mode. So I do make sure to put actual lighting in each room as well. Now this is the bathroom that's shared. The nursery is for a baby. For a toddler, I did include a potty chair in the bathroom, but I forgot to include a high chair. I'm so sorry. If you have a baby, it's not a big deal. Even if you have a toddler, you can feed him or her on the floor. But if you want to add a high chair, there's room in the kitchen, and I'll show you when we get to that part where you can put it. Now I'm adding in the bathroom decor, toilet paper, towels, soap, all that exciting stuff. Now I did have to embed the tub into the wall a little bit because the counter was clipping into the wall. And it actually looks really cool though, because instead of seeing the tile from the shower that's built into it, you can actually see the tile on the wall that I placed into the bathroom. You'll see a closer look of that in the screenshots, I believe. And now I'm working on the nursery. I try to use greens and yellows to leave it gender neutral. And that changing table is from the Sims 3 store, as well as that bookshelf, or it's not a bookshelf, it's a little wall decorative shelf. But the changing table is one of my favorite baby items from the store because you can actually use it to bathe your baby or toddler. Now I'm changing the wallpaper up a little bit. This is what I was talking about earlier. The rooms are sort of joined because there isn't actually a door in between the two. It's just the bathroom that separates it with an additional little hallway. So the wallpaper, of course, when I placed it, went to the nursery and to the parents' room. So I just went through and changed the coloring on the parent side so that it's not exactly the same, but it's still the same wallpaper setup with the border on top and the thicker border on the bottom. Now those little seats that I placed in the windows are actually coffee tables, but your sim won't actually be able to sit on them, but it's just for decoration. We've got the picture of Audrey Hepburn there in the back, which is actually funny. I went to trivia the other night, and one of the questions was which legendary, I think the word was legendary, female actress was recently added to postage stamps in a certain state. I don't remember the exact question, but a lot of people guessed Audrey Hepburn, and it was actually Katharine Hepburn. Just a little fun fact there. Now I'm adding in the wall decorations and decor in the master bedroom. Well, technically the only bedroom. And on to the kitchen. Now the choices I used for coloring in the kitchen is a little bit different than normal. I wasn't exactly happy with the pattern I chose, but it grew on me. So you can see it right here. It almost looks like camo from far away, but when you do a close-up, it's definitely little leaves and squiggly lines. It looks like they just went through and wallpapered the counters. Oh, I just realized I didn't put cabinets either. I don't always put cabinets in my build, but you could definitely add some if you like. So there is no separate dining room. There's just a eat-in area here off to the side of the kitchen. And let's see if I can get a good angle of where I would suggest placing the high chair. Okay, all the way to that right wall next to the fridge. I do end up putting windows there, right there. You can put the high chair right in front of the windows, or just remove one of the chairs from the table and place it there. So that's the end of the build. Again, a very small home. We're now on to the screenshot so you can get a closer look at everything. And let's see. There's the garage. There's a car in the garage right there and another car in the driveway that come with the home if you download it. And there's a wide shot of the living room. The nursery is so cute. I absolutely love it. And yeah, you can see the wall there on the tub. It kind of disappeared. So go ahead and enjoy the screenshots. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to keep up with all the videos and not miss a thing. And the download link for the home will be in the description below. Have a wonderful day. Bye.